So we're going to continue to talk about how to generate equivalent expressions here. We talked yesterday about the different properties of operations, including the commutative property, the associative property, and the distributive property. This one here that I have listed, this is using the distributive property. And what I'm doing here is that I'm going ahead and I'm multiplying it out. As we said yesterday, I can change this problem here into this problem here by distributing that 5 to multiply by that, and then that 5 to multiply by that. And if I do that, I can then go ahead and multiply 5 times 2. That's going to equal 10, and then the b just goes along for the ride, so 10b. And 5 times 7 is going to be 35. So what that means is that this here, 5, this expression right here, 5 times the quantity 2b plus 7 is equivalent to this whole expression here as well, because they're the same thing, they're just written differently. So here what we're going to do is we're going to try and figure out which ones of these are equivalent expressions. And what you do when you're doing that is you just multiply whatever you can or combine whatever you can, and that goes ahead and sorts it out. So if we look here, can I do anything else with this? No, I can't, because 8x and 4 can't be combined because I don't know what x's value is. 4x is just simplified as simple as it can be. But this one here has something I can do with. This I can do some multiplication, and when I multiply I'm going to do 4 times 2. That's going to be, remember the distributive property, 4 times 2x plus, or excuse me, let's see, so that's going to be minus 4 times 1. And when we do that, we're going to end up, if we simplify that all, it's going to be 8x, because 4 times 2, minus 4. If you look here, that is the same as this. So this one here and this one here are equivalent expressions. So in this type of problem, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out if these two expressions are equivalent. What I have to do is I have to go ahead and multiply out the green one and see if, when I multiply out and do everything I can, if it's going to equal what the yellow one is, because the yellow one is basically I can't do anything with the yellow one. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to multiply 6 times n. That's going to be 6. Remember, n means 1n. Plus 6 times 3 minus 4. That's what all that is. So now I'm going to do 6 times 1n, so that's going to be 6n plus 18 minus 4. 6n. 18 minus 4 is going to be 14. So you'll see then that this and this are the same thing, so they're equivalent expressions. Now there's another way of doing it, and what you do there is you go ahead and you plug in a value for n and see if it's true in both the statements, and if they are in both the expressions, and if it is, then they are equivalent expressions. So let's say we say n's value is equal to 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 6 times n is now 3, so I'm just plugging in 3 there. We're just substituting in that value. So 6 times 6 minus 4, that's going to be 36 minus 4, that's going to be equal to 32. Now down here I'm still going to plug in n's value being 3. So it's going to be 18 plus 14, that's equal to 32. So in that case there, we have the same values. So that is a way of proving through substitution to show that expressions are equivalent. I know these are some fancy terms, but you know what? You'll get used to them as we go through them. So really it's all about figuring out whether the expressions are of the same, are equivalent, and will derive the same value if you plug in a different variable or a variable value into it.